All right, hey everybody.
Okay.
For those of you who are watching this because you subscribe to my channel, my nephew is having some tightness in his hips, quads, hamstrings, and wanted me to figure out a routine for him. So I'm sharing it with everybody, so in case it can help you or you just want a good stretching routine, here it is. All right, sorry, it's nighttime. Okay, we're gonna start out with a simple warm up. So, sitting with your feet flat on the floor, 45-degree angle, keep a nice straight back. First, just warm up your hips by bringing your knees and side to side. Okay, just a couple times. We're warming up this whole part, opening up our hips. Okay, really get your hips involved here. Lift and press. Bring your quads straight down to the floor. Don't do that right here, okay? All right, and then also just opening up your feet, stretch between. I do this front, but I don't think it would be so Tznius, so we're just doing it this way. But nice wide legs. See my other legs all the way over here. Okay, now we're gonna do 3 stretching exercises and 3 strengthening. So I'm going to start with the strengthening and then I'm going to do the stretching. So first, really, really good. You need one of these. Hold on.
Stretching bands.
It's a band. If you don't have a band, use a belt or, well, a belt's not going to help you so much.
This can help too.
You can try with a belt. But really try and just get yourself any kind of stretchy exercise band, okay? Now, the band's really important for resistance. You can do these without it, but it's much, much more effective if you have it. So you're gonna lift it into place. It's gonna go right above your knees here, okay? Mine's gonna be under my skirt, okay? It's a good way to give yourself resistance. First thing we're gonna do is side clamps, okay? So, you're going to come onto your elbow, forearm. You're going to lift your hips and you're going to open and close. 15 on a side, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3. Keep your belly in, tailbone down. Really let your quad and your muscles that are all down the sides of your leg work this out. When I talk, I lose count, but I think we're on 6.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, now we're going to move to side 2.
Mommy, can you be the counter this time?
We're going to come up here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's working here. 5, pressing here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now, next one, it's really a 2-part, okay? The same band that we were using, we're going to use on our feet. Now watch, you're going to do stepping with the pressure, okay? So, step, 2, 3, and then come back, okay? It's really your side legs that work here. That's 1. If you have a long room and you're not doing this in the little space of where I am, you can just walk like 10 times to one side, 10 times to the other. You're going to feel these, especially if you have a band. If you don't have a band, they're super easy. Order one on Amazon. They're not expensive. What I got is actually this PT stuff. And you could buy a whole roll of it and make yourself like 100 bands. And it's like 10 bucks, 20 bucks. It was nothing, I'm serious. Okay, so these things, by the way, what I'm showing you these, do them as many times a day as you can. Walk across the kitchen. Sometimes when I'm cooking, I just put my band on, and every time I have to go get something, I use it, okay? Now the second type of thing you're gonna do, which is gonna strengthen the back muscles here, it's gonna be touch, side, touch, okay? I'm gonna actually walk towards the camera here so you can see it. Touch, in, in, in. There we go. I'm turning around, doing it again. Back. So these kind of walks, as many times a day as you can do them. Part of the reason we get tightness, what I've learned, is that we are not using all the muscles we're supposed to be using. So what ends up happening is we overuse certain muscles and they get too tight. That's my understanding, not being a professional. Okay? So that's exercise 2. Exercise 3, I actually lied or wasn't thinking. I'm actually going to show you 4. Exercise 3 can be done in 2 different ways, okay? You can use a ball, which is how I'm going to demonstrate it, or on a tile floor, you can use 2 sliding plastic plates under your feet to be discs, and you can slide back and forth with them. My friend Shlomo, who's like a professional athlete, taught me this, okay? So with a ball, here's what you're gonna do. If you're doing it this way, you're gonna extend, okay? Your glutes do not touch the floor. And you're gonna push the ball away and bring it back. Okay, that's really gonna work these back muscles. I should have taken my socks off. So you thrust your hips upwards. I'm losing my ball. Okay, if you were doing this with plastic plates, let me show you what the motion would still look like. You'd be up like this, and you'd be sliding and sliding back. But you want to do them at the same time, see? But your butt never touches the floor, okay? So, do like a rep of like 30 of those if you can, maybe 20 if you're starting off, and do those also several reps. It's a little hard with the balance. It's really hard work on the back of your legs. Okay, I gotta adjust the camera angle for the last strengthening one. Okay? Now, sorry, that's my bed. This one, you're gonna be standing. I do it by the edge of my bed because that's a good place to gauge. I'm gonna lift one leg, and I'm gonna do single leg squats. I squat until I touch the edge of the bed, okay? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
and don't get off it.
13, 14, 15. Okay, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. This leg never goes down, you see? 5, 6, 7, halfway there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Okay. That's how we're going to start off with our strengthening exercises. Now, we're going to do some stretching out of these tight parts. First thing, we're going to come forward like this. Bring your foot sideways and down. Keeping your hips level. Pull back into a pigeon. Okay? I'm going to do the next one sideways so you can see it. But you should really feel it on the bottom of this and through your hip. Okay? You can let yourself all the way down. Press back. Don't let your hips get all wonky. Try to keep them level and facing forward. Okay? You're going to hold this position for like a good 30 or 45 seconds every side. She's teaching you her counting in Spanish. I think you might have missed one there. Okay, let's switch. Now I'm going to do it sideways so you can see exactly the positioning. So one leg is back. My other leg I bring forward. Knee to the elbow part. You might have to bring your foot back a little bit, but keep your toes active. Come back. And you can come all the way down.
How many seconds?
What?
How many seconds?
45. You're not going to be able to count to 45 now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm kind of hot.
8, 9, 10.
All right, we're going to go out of this one. I'm switching back to my regular camera angle. Hope this isn't making you too dizzy. Scoopies. Okay, next one is going to be bridges, which are both a stretch and a strengthening, but I really like them. You're going to come down, lift your glutes, hold it up, bring it down, hold it up. You really feel the opening through here, strengthening through here.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Gal likes to be involved in the video situation.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, Mommy?
20.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Okay, we're going to do 2 more.
8. No.
Ocho Spanish.
Okay.
Now, next thing we're going to stretch is going to be, okay, you could do this a few ways. I'm going to try and adjust my angle a little bit again. I need you to be able to see the wall. Sorry. Okay, you can't quite see the wall, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. Scooch all the way up to the wall. Lift your legs and just let them sit forward. Now, the more you can curve your tailbone towards the floor, the better it's going to be for you. Sorry, trying to stay Tznius, not necessarily working. Okay, and really tilt your hips so that, do a pelvic tilt so that your tailbone is really touching the floor. You're going to feel it throughout the whole bottom of your legs. Those need to be open. Okay, now you could also do this with the belt if you have one. Y'all, can you give me my belt?
Yeah.
That you'll find that sometimes a belt gives you a bit more mobility. If you have any kind of belt, you can use it. Okay?
Like a regular belt.
Keep it up like this.
Like that.
Just wrap it around your foot. You see?
It could be an exercise belt.
Now, you can, once you have the belt, then you could really pull it more forward. As much stretch as you could get, the more the better.
It could be a Shabbos belt too, but I wouldn't use that one.
Okay, now another thing, if you have the belt, and even if you don't, is open the leg. Really give yourself lots of space.
I want to do the stretch.
Open it up. And then bring it back. I would alternate between these a bunch of times. Open. You're going to feel the opening in your hips. The more open you can make your hips and your hip flexors, the better. Now, other foot's going to go in. Sorry about all this. And open up. And bring it up. So you're going to want to do a lot, as many times a day as you can kind of get yourself there. You want to do that. Another stretch you're going to want to do is going to be the man sit. Fold your foot
Mommy,
over your knee
rockabye baby.
and then bend.
Do
Okay?
rockabye baby.
Yeah, rockabye baby is going to be a little hard to show in this video. So that's going to really be a good stretch. Good for your hamstrings, good for your glutes. It's really going to open everything. Now, what they recommend when you do stretching is you do 30 seconds of stretch and you do it 2 times on each side, if you can do that. Okay? I feel like the video is getting a little long for you, so I feel bad, but it's really best. The longer you can do it, the more stretching you can do, the better. And you should feel it. You should feel it like in all the parts that really are normally tight. All right. Last, but certainly not least, get yourself a tennis ball. I don't have mine right here, but just take a tennis ball, put it under your leg, under your glute, and roll around on it, literally like this, back and forth, side to side. That really, there's this stuff called like fascia on your muscles basically, and that helps open it up. It helps your muscles have more room, and it really helps you stretch. Sometimes it hurts a little bit. It's worth it, I promise you. Okay, this is the first one. I will certainly make you like a more condensed one exercise at a time, but you have to really know what you're doing in order to stretch properly and strengthen properly. Otherwise, sometimes you could just create more problems. Let me know what you think.